Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Homayoon TV. So today we're going to do some creative stuff and everything is evolving around the sample track. So if you don't know how to use it or you're curious to learn more about it, keep on watching. Let's go. First thing that I'm going to tell you guys is that I just have a simple track here. It's just a Homayoon track with a music box, general MIDI, kind of simple, not really fancy sound. It's just a basic music box. And what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna record something, okay? So, okay, that's it, super simple. Now I'm gonna close it. And till now you might say, hey, where's the sample track coming in? And I'm gonna show you something really cool in Cubase. And as you know, you can just open a sample track, like the sampler track, and then you can just do whatever you want with it. You can just drop a loop or a sample from your right side or simply from your browser here, and you can just do whatever you want. But one thing that people know less about this, and it's amazing, is that you can simply drop MIDI parts here. As you can see, it's also written here. You can drop a MIDI part, and this is a MIDI part. And check this out. I'm gonna just grab this, and I'm gonna drag it right into here. And voila, it automatically exported this, what we had here, and it just pastes here as an audio, which is amazing. So now that whatever I do with my MIDI keyboard, it's going to be coming through the sample track, which is amazing. And as you can see now, it's also pitched. So you can do a lot of creative stuff here. I'm just going to open this up here. And for now, I'm going to also normalize the sample because I feel it's a bit softer than what we have. So it's going to be quite loud now. Let's see. Yeah, now it's way better. I'm just going to lower it a tiny bit. Okay, so now the sample is normalized, which is helpful for the stuff that we want to do. Now I'm going to tell you some basics of what can happen in the sample track here. So if we go to the slice section, it's grayed out, and I'm going to turn it on. And this way, what's happening here is that Cubase automatically detected the transients, the beginning, the initiation of every waveform that I have with a different pitch or a different sound or whatever is happening here into different slices. So it just put the slices for us, and then we can use them. And it's automatically mapped to your keyboard. So check out down here. As you can see now, everything is grayed out but those 5, 6 keys. And if I press them, it's just this. So it's pretty handy here. You can make a lot of new cool stuff here. And sorry if you hear a distortion here, it's my speaker because I'm recording through this thingy here. And you have also some other stuff, and also there's a threshold here, which you can say, hey, from which level of transients, which level of audio it should detect your slices, and you can just play with it automatically. But you have also other features here, other modes actually. And if I click on grid here, now it's based on the tempo and whatever we had before. So it's gonna just use it musically by what we had before. And sometimes it might work, sometimes it might need a little bit of a rework here, because for example, now you have the tempo is detected as 105 here, but the actual tempo that we had was 79. So you can just play around with these things, and if you just play with the tempo, you can see that it's gonna put stuff more or less, as you can see now here, it put these bar here. It's more or less now in the correct spot. So, whoop, sorry for the weird sound. Yeah, and so basically you can play with this grid to see what you can do. And then you have the transient grid, which is the combination of what you had before, and you can still play with it a bit. And then you have this minimum length option here, which is in milliseconds. So if I, for example, put like 5,000, which is quite long, it's like almost 5 seconds, it's not gonna catch anything for you. So I'm just gonna put it on lower, which you can see already this one is here. Okay, and one more important thing is that you have this grid catch here, and it works quite well here. If I increase this to, I don't know, like 500, as you can see, the amount went up, and I don't know what the unit is here. I think it's just a number of what it can, how many transients it can catch for you. So the higher number, perhaps you go, well, actually the maximum is 50. So I think it's just a ratio of what it can catch for you, maybe minus 50 to 50, I'm assuming, or zero, yeah, just 0 to 50. So maximum is just 50 here, that it can find this grid for you. And this is the combination transient grid, finding the grids. But other than that, you have the manual here, which you can just add them manually. And what you can do is just hold Alt on your keyboard or Option, and you just click. And you just have to be careful that they are really in the good spots that you want. And if you try it out, oh. Okay, so basically you get the point of it. And if you ever wanted to modify some of the amp envelopes, you can also come into here. You can just modify it. So if you don't need any release after it, or you want to give some attack to it, or to reduce the attack, you know. Okay, and yeah, this is quite handy to just have some fun stuff. And of course also for sound designers, and if you're working on something that needs sound editing. But other than that, let's try something else. I'm gonna add another Homayoon Sonic, and we're gonna this time try to make a boring sound into a more interesting sound. So it's a tiny bit more advanced than what we were doing before. Yeah, this is like the most boring sound that you can find. Okay, I'm gonna mute this, and I'm just gonna sample this. Okay, really boring, right? I'm gonna double click on it, and you don't need to open a sample track in any case at all. You just go to the sampler control, okay, grab this, and voila, it just opens a new sample track for you. All amazing. Now what I can do, I'm gonna normalize this. You can also just modify this if you want to modify the sound or how much the normalization level is, or you can also just use this guy here to just add some gain as you wish, because maybe it's soft, maybe it's loud. So it really depends on what you want. Then let's make something. For example, now I have this guy here. Let's make it a bit softer. Yeah, okay. Let's see. I'm gonna say, hey, I want you to loop a bit for me. So I don't want this sample to end. I really want it to be a continuous loop. What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna go to loop mode here, and I'm gonna click on continuous. So I want at some point to have a continuous loop. Well, nothing really happened here because we have this set sustain loop start here to the left and then to the right here. But then we're gonna grab it and we're gonna find the moment here. Say, let's say at the end of it. So basically this picture is saying that if the wave starts from here, it goes in time. When it gets here, it's gonna go back to the left locator here and it will just loop here. Okay, let's try. And you have a click here, which you can do two things. You can just turn on this snap to zero crossing here, which it will sometimes just click on spots for you, and it will make it a bit easier. As you can see, sometimes it's doing this snapping thing that it's not smooth anymore. So it's going to find some 0 points in your wave and then it loops it. But what easier is to just you know, figure this out, like the clicking thing. Let's see. Yeah, this is already way better. But even easier than that is you can just add a tiny crossfade here. So I'm gonna add this. Yeah, something like this. I mean, I really don't want to make it perfect because it's if we want to have just a sustained thing, we can also just use the original thing. But just to make a point for you guys to know. But if you play around with it, you can make anything perfectly loop. Now let's follow a bit more. You have also this filter here, which you can also add some drive to it. For example, if I want to say, hey, I want to add some distortion. You can change the color, or you can just add a cutoff here, depending on the sound that you have. And you have all these shapes here for your filters, these are literally just low pass, high pass, band pass, and all that other stuff. So don't be afraid, just go exploring here. But now this is the cool part that was interesting for me when I first learned this technique, is that when you are in sample controller track here right now, you can basically go here. Where was it? Yeah, this guy. You see these arrows here? You can just click on it and you're going to have these two options. So basically it's going to transfer now what we made here to a Padshop track. It's a synthesizer in Cubase and it's amazing. Look, so what we made was we made a Homayoon sonic track, and then we automatically went to sample track, and now we automatically went to Padshop, which is amazing. I mean, it's really cool. So now we have basically a synthesizer with all the options that we want and all the modulation that we want. We can just do it right here in the Padshop. So let's hear it. Okay, and now basically you have all the options that you had in the sample track, but now way more. So you can put, for example, some modulation matrix here to say what's going to happen, what's going to happen when and where. Like if you want to put some filters, if you want to add a modulation to a specific part in sound, or you can also just modify basic stuff, like for example, width. If you adjust the width here, I mean, probably you're not going to hear it through this thing that I have here, the speaker, the microphone, but it's going to really change if you use your own speakers. Yeah, sorry for the tick 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 sound in the speaker, but yeah, just mess around with here. It's really amazing what you can achieve if you are going for sound design and all that other stuff, which you can also do a lot of cool stuff here with your tempo and the performance. And you can use also like some arpeggiation here if you just so a lot of cool stuff. And again, also the effects. So the Padshop is, you know, by its beast by itself. You can, yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, And if you want, you can again put it in a sample track. It works the same. So if you record something here, if I put this here, and you can again put it back here, and now you have a sample again. So you can keep on modifying and doing what you were doing and even make it more advanced. That was it, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and hopefully in the other videos we're gonna cover more stuff. And if you have questions, or if you need specific topics or videos, let me know. And yeah, see you guys soon. Homayoon out.